Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another Thursday morning and an edition of Ken versus 10. I'm the Ken part of the show, and the 10 part is my death pile of items that I list on eBay to try to resell. And on this show, I list 10 items. I try to see how many of those items I can sell before next week's show. And so it's usually a good time and some kookiness. Join along in the chat and see what everybody's up to today. And got a fun show today. Got some stuff going on. So we will see if anybody joins the chat here shortly. But at the moment, I did send out some offers. One of the first things I like to do each day when I get started is to see what items might have what watchers, items that I might have be able to send offers on, and I get those sent out. And so I already did that before the show, just right before the show. Sometimes I do that on the show, and but I got a lot to get to today, so I thought that I would just get that part done. So hopefully, appreciate everybody watching and joining. If you're watching this in replay, I definitely appreciate it. Maybe if it's your first time here, hit that subscribe button, thumbs up, like the video, maybe throw a comment in there. I would appreciate that. That always helps out. And first in the chat here this morning is my mother, my dear sweet mom and pop are next door. Good morning, all. Off to prime timers. Have a good winter day. Yes, it is wintry cold out there, and my folks are going to their prime timers, like senior luncheon thing that they go to like once a month. And Sue is here. AZ Cat Sue checking in from hopefully warm Arizona over there for sure. So anyway, I would imagine that most of you are here. If any of you follow me on Instagram, it's SSK Promo on Instagram. I put out my thumbnail this morning that I am doing a macaroni and cheese challenge based on a comment that was made during last week's show. Oh, speaking of last week's show, man, I did terrible last week. I sold zero. I got the big goose egg. I got skunked on Ken versus 10 last week. If you remember, I was listing wrestling related items. And I had some pretty cool stuff. I'm surprised that none of that went out. I did send out offers on things. I got watchers on some of the items as soon as they came up, but nothing sold of my wrestling figures last week. I sold items all week. I have a big plush sale going on. I'm trying to clear out. I have tons of plush. I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like 10 regular size tubs, and then like one of the bigger size tubs full of plush. And I'm just trying to get rid of some of those. In the 40s, morning temp, 70 later today. Man, we're not even going to make it to 40. I don't even know if we're going to make it to 30 today. It's about 23 degrees right now. Here in Ohio, I am based out of Ohio, but it feels like 11. Just check my phone right there. It feels like 11. So, man, I'd love to have that 70s later today. Melt some of this snow. We got more snow coming on the way tonight and tomorrow. Supposed to be, I don't know, anywhere from 1 to 5 inches of snow. So, got to get the snow blower out, and that always stinks. Oh, but I did have, I got a new heated vest. I got a heated vest for Christmas from Jill, and I've worn it already out when I was taking down Christmas lights, kind of like the first week in January. It was pretty cool. Pretty cold. It was cool to wear the vest and cold. That's why I was wearing it. So I'm not looking forward to running a snowblower, but I'm looking forward to wearing that vest. So anyway, I'm going to get started listing some stuff right here. And first item that I have up is this right here. You can't really see what it is because it's packaged new and packaged. I had taken it out. Maybe I can share the screen right here because I have that listing up. Window, where's it at? Right over here. I'll share that. It looks like this. Looks like it's a Marlboro soft-sided cooler. Back in the day, well, I don't even know if they still do that now, where you can collect points on your cigarette packages and send them in and get like different cool gear and stuff. This is from the 90s. So let me remove that right there. So and then actually being new, it still doesn't go for a whole lot. It is about $15, $14.99 is what I am listing that at, with the buyer paying shipping. So let's list that and be on the way. I'm wondering if notifications are slow this morning. Let me see. I haven't got a notification yet that I'm live. I usually get that. But I have not. Chat's a little bit slow to pick up this morning. So I'll just have a conversation with you, Sue. You've been getting stuff listed here lately. How's your first quarter been so far? So that is listed and on the way. So let's see here. What is next up on the list? Oh, this is another Marlboro related item. And whoop, that's the wrong thing. It is right here. I can take this one. This package isn't sealed, so I can take this out. This is again a Marlboro item. I picked these up at a yard sale for pretty cheap. I think I paid like $2 for this and maybe $3 or $4 for the cooler. But I've got this. It's like for a bartender or a server. This would hook onto like your apron with the Velcro straps, and boom, and it's still brand new. Was still in the package. Again, not a high dollar item at all. And that one, I believe, is also going to list out at $14.99. And so I will list that. We got 2 of them down already. I might show those again if some more people pop into the chat. Okay, so far, been slacking on listing. Yeah, I've been a little bit the same. Just so cold. I got my new office out in the garage that I've been working in, and although I keep it heated most of the time, it still takes a little bit for it to get really heated up to be comfortable to work in. So that's and yeah, it's just hard when it's so cold and it's snowy and you got to kind of get ready and go out there. But when I do get out there, I try to spend, most all of the day out there listing, getting stuff going so I don't have to traipse back in and out of the house the whole time. So let's list. Here is something that I will list. It is a pair of Bluetooth Basic Sport. They're headphones, Bluetooth headphones, earbud headphones. What they got the hot pink, like the earpiece that goes on it, and premium secure fit wireless headphones. They're sweat resistant. It says right there, sweat resistant. These came from Jill. She gave these to me. And again, this is like the $14.99 show. I think I should have changed. If I had paid attention, I had changed the thumbnail to be the $14.99 show. We are going to list those at $14.99 and list it. And we've got 3 in the books. Man, we're only 10 minutes into the show, and we've got 3 listed. Usually the chat's pretty hopping by now, and I can say hi to a bunch of folks. So, well, Sue, maybe you should get listing right now. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm not going to, hey, who am I to say? But you could grab a couple items, maybe snap a photo or two. And the photos, that's the part that still gets me. Even though I have a nice new big photo area that makes it really easy and simple to list stuff, that's makes it easy to photograph stuff. It's still just kind of the one bottleneck in my whole chain. So yesterday, I just kept grabbing items. Whatever was out there, I would pick it up and I would photograph it. And so that it's in my, in with my photos, and I can get that, get those listed, get those items listed for sure. So what else do we have here to get going? Oh, coming up here in the show, if you are, catching up to the show or you're watching, I seem to talk about macaroni and cheese a lot. And because I love macaroni and cheese. It's great. And there are some people popping in. There is Kristen, a rule squirrel. Good morning. I'm listing with you this morning, Ken. Excellent. I love to hear that. And Janelle is here. Hey, Ken, what's this about mac and cheese? There's a friend that knows me right there. Janelle knows that I'm all about mac and cheese. Actually, if you can see back behind me there, FJ Mac, one of the characters, one of my listing friends back here. FJ Mac, Frank and Janelle from FJ Treasures sent that to me. Oh, man, that's probably even getting on a year or so now. LOL, I could. The pictures take most of the time for sure. Day job first, just packing the last sale from yesterday. Gotcha. And then off to the day job, and then some listing this evening. Hopefully you had some good sales that you're packing up. Hopefully you've been just packing all morning, and stuff is getting out there. But so let's see. Kristen, is probably cold where you're at. Frank and Janelle, oh, you're probably getting really pounded with weather over there in the kind of Buffalo area. I heard they were getting tons of snow. Yeah. Oh, if you watch me on the Reseller Clickbait podcast, I complain about winter there too. So I started a new thing each week that I'm going to do. Ken complains about winter, and this week I did a little video thing. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to throw that up. Winter stinks. So, just a little thing. And Paul, flippin' sports guy, I heard mac and cheese challenge, so I had to come and see how much Ken can eat in 1 hour. Now, that would have been a challenge. Now I'm going to pit a couple of products against each other. Good friend Patrick Murphy last week in the chat had brought up, I'm always about the Kraft. Kraft is the cheesiest. It used to say it right on the box that it was the cheesiest. It's warm, cheesy macaroni, fills your belly and feeds your soul. I mean, how can you go wrong? Something that's feeding your soul. But he had recommended Kroger brand. I don't know if you guys have Krogers around your area, but deluxe mac and cheese, the shells and cheddar. So we're gonna do a little bit of silliness with that. Lots of snow there. Super warm here today. UPS to 30 degrees now. Probably up to 30 degrees now. Yeah, it's just in the low 20s here with a wind chill. It's pretty cold out there. But like I say, I'm trying to burn through listing some items right away this morning so that I can get to that challenge here in just a little bit. Let's organize those a little bit better over there. So here's another item that I picked up at the same sale that I that I picked up the other 2 items, the 2 Marlboro items, the server bartender apron thingy and the soft-sided Marlboro cooler. And then I've got this cool, it is a Winston Sports Connection Winston Cup Series Racing duffel bag. Really good shape. There's some marks in the graphic right here, just from age and probably normal use, but overall it's in pretty good shape. Again, I think this is like the fourth item in a row. $14.99. Again, this should have been the $14.99 show, and so we are listing that right now on the Winston Cup series. It hasn't been Winston Cup. It's like the Alltel Cup and the Sprint Cup and if you watch NASCAR. Oh, speaking of that, if you watch NASCAR, whether you don't watch NASCAR at all, now is a good time. The Daytona 500 is about, I think, a month from today. I believe that it's February the 18th, or somewhere right around in there. So if you have some NASCAR items in your store or that need to be listed, now is a good time to get them listed. I'm going to go through after the show and take all of the items that I have that are NASCAR related, hats. I got a number of different things that I'm going to end those. I'm going to end them and either relist or sell similar, whichever you like to do or works best for you. I'm going to do a sell similar on all of my NASCAR items. That way, from this point, when we get up about 30 days from now, will be the start of NASCAR. I can end those and relist them again. So they'll be fresh. So we'll start to get that pre-season crowd that sees some stuff, and they'll be listed for a little bit. And there is Jill. Good morning, Jill. How are you today? Oh, I got to tell on Jill. I even put a picture up here. So Jill goes to, after work the other night, she goes to the store, stops into the drug mart. I don't know if you all have drug marts in your area, but it's like a CVS or something like that, but on steroids. They sell like pretty much everything. Jill shops there a lot. But so and it's really cold, and she's getting out of her car, and she looks over in the window, and she sees a little puppy in the window. She's like, "Oh, why?" She's like, "Why would somebody bring their dog and leave them out in this cold car the whole time?" And then so she kind of wanted to look in a little bit closer and see the dog. It turns out it was her reflection that she was seeing in the window. And Jill has here. I'm gonna throw up a picture. I set this up already. Look at this mop top Jill has right here. So all she could see in the window was her big hair in the reflection. Not that Jill has a dog face. Jill is one of the prettiest ladies that I know. But she thought that somebody had left their puppy in the car, and here it was just her reflection in the window. And there is my cousin Susan, Allegheny Roots. So is this the time I should try to sell my junior motorsports racing coat from the early 2000s that I don't and never wanted? Yes, Susan, you can sell it to me, and then I'll take that off your hands. I will, so you don't have to go through the trouble of listing it. But if it is something that you want to get rid of, get with me. Hit me up on IG or something, and we'll make a deal. Uh-oh. But better, haha. Jill was mad. She was mad when she saw her reflection, or she thought that it was a dog. So anyway, that's funny. So anyway, if you have NASCAR items, that's where I was at. If you have NASCAR items, now would be a good time to list them, to move them along in whatever way, and then relist if you have some stuff. And I have a couple of other NASCAR related items. These came from Jill. There's a couple. If you're a fan of Richard Petty or Kyle Petty, this was Kyle Petty, number 45. This is a really nice portfolio. A good canvas with this rubberized grip on the back of it. Holds a notepad, has a place right here for like ID or business cards, and an extra pocket right there. Very nice little portfolio notebook. And I have two of them right here. Two of them that are still brand new, unused. Now, I'll give anybody the chance here in the chat to tell me how much I'm listing these for. How much am I listing these? Kyle Petty 45, Georgia Pacific notebook portfolios. Jill's a big Kyle Petty fan. She likes his hair. Jill's a long. I used to have long, big. Back in the day when Jill and I first met, I used to play drums in like heavy metal rock bands, and so I had the big, 80s glam metal hair. It hung down below the middle of my back. Believe it or not, nothing. What happens? Good morning, Jeff. Jeff Ball is here. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for stopping. Oh, and there we go. Kristen and Sue have been paying attention to the show so far. Believe it or not, those are listing also for $14.99. Just a coincidence. I'm doing, sales comps and stuff like. I couldn't really find much of a sales comp on those items. There weren't any other listed, but similar items were around in that area. And so let's see. And there is Roman Ken. Browns promised to reach the Super Bowl. Oh, next season. Oh, that's when it was. But something makes me think that last season they promised the same thing. But for now, I will cheer for the Bills. Hello, everyone. Janelle is in the chat, and she is probably super excited that the Bills are doing so good this year. Pictures, or it's not true, Ken. Oh, just recently I had a picture. Yeah, I'll get a picture of me with my big mane. Yes, I did. $14.99. Susan wants to learn to play the drums. We're gonna be getting I have an electric kit too that I'm going to be getting out. I'll just show this here real quick. Jill just sent this to me. I don't know if you can see that or not. This is a picture. I was sitting there with her cat Moses, and notice the Santa hat must have been it might have not been at Christmas time, might have been in the middle of summer, but there was, and that's kind of pushed back on the sides. I used to have to wear it in a ponytail a lot when I worked, so I wouldn't get it caught in any of the press equipment. Why, yes, hello, panel and chat. Sneaking in to say hi and light up that thumbs up. Patrick Murphy is here. Patrick, we're going to be talking about you right here shortly. Macaroni and cheese challenge. Hey, we got stuff. No worries, my friend. No worries, my friend. And Amy is here. Beach by Repeat. Good to see you, Amy. Amy had recently on her Instagram, if you're not following Beach by Repeat, Amy, she was at the bins and somebody found like a Mr. Bill in the bins and asked her if she knew who that was. And she's like, well, yeah, I do. It's Ken. Who would put Ken in the yes, go Bills now. Who puts Mr. Bill in the bins? Ken, they always promise. Yeah, every year the Browns. Man, I enjoyed Roman's show Saturday evenings. Roman has his live, the most unprofessional reseller show, something like that, with him and Lissa Bobbles, Blings, and Evil Things. But they had on Meg, Lilac Seller. Was just a good show. I love me some Meg, and always been a Bills fan. Well, being from that area, I would imagine you are. Oh, I have here, Janelle. Here's something. I probably don't want to conjure up bad memories, but I have all of these. These are Super Bowl patches. from each of the Super Bowls. I've sold a ton of these. I made a really good deal. But the one that has not, the lot that has not sold yet are the 4 consecutive years that the Bills, let me see, they lost to the Giants 20-19 in 91, 92. They lost to the Redskins. 93, they lost to the Cowboys. In 94, they lost to the Cowboys again. But these Super Bowl patches, stat cards on the back. I made a really good deal in the summer out the Route 30 sales when Chris Cajun Reseller was here. And I bought those, and they've just been selling. I'm way into the profit on those. Yeah, if we have to rely on Deshaun, we'll never get there. And Roman is trying to get the Browns coach on his live. That would be cool. Oh, I photographed your face on it in my long form video. So go follow Beach by Repeat. Let me see some. Oh, you know what? I think I remember this from last time that I can't. Oh, there we go. Amy, I threw you in there as a moderator. If you want to put a link to your channel or a link to that video, go ahead and do so. But yeah, the 4 years, Janelle, I know the 4 years of the Super Bowl that the Bills went consecutive, which is just an amazing thing to get there for you. The Browns have never been there. But this isn't a sports talk show, unless we're talking NASCAR, because I was doing NASCAR-related items and had said it might be a good idea right now with the season only 1 month away to list some NASCAR items or end and relist. So when they come up, you know, kind of when they're going to relist themselves automatically a month from now, that's a good time to do it. I got another Petty, I'm not going to take this out, Petty Enterprises, extra large t-shirt. I just calling this up and I'm looking at this again. It's freaking $14.99. $14.99 for this shirt right here. I'm going to list it. 1, 2, 3. So I got 6 of my items done so far on the show. So we're going to list a few more of those in a bit. But right now, I'm going to talk. I did see Patrick Murphy in here. Yeah, they may go to. Yeah, that's amazing. Lose every. Yeah, it's. I wouldn't mind seeing the Bills win. I don't have a horse in the race right now. So, you know, I think if you go by records anyway, it'll probably be the Ravens against the 49ers. And I would take the Ravens at that point just because they're in my division. And there we go. There is a link from Amy, Beach by Repeat. Go check out her channel, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and go watch every one of her videos. Thumbs up and comment on every single one of them. She'll have a great weekend if you do that. I promise you. And you'll have a great weekend because she puts out great content and it's a win-win for everybody. Anyway, let's talk about mac and cheese. It's that part of the show that everybody has been waiting for. It's the mac and cheese challenge. So last week I was talking about macaroni and cheese, and Patrick Murphy, who was in the chat, I think he was in concurrence that the Kraft macaroni and cheese is the cheesiest. But as an alternative, I don't know if you guys have Kroger stores around in your area, but Kroger, I think I don't know if they're regional or if they're all over the United States. I'm not really sure. But he suggested as an alternative the Kraft Deluxe mac and cheese, the shells and cheddar, to give that a try. You know, sometime. And again, lots of macaroni and cheeses are good. Homemades are good. And it just, you know, for my money, I come back here. But I wanted to give it a fair test. So last night I had the Kraft shells and cheese, and I thought I would review that. And so I did a little bit of work here, and I came up with this right here, a little PowerPoint presentation for you all about Kraft mac and cheese versus Kroger's deluxe mac and cheese side-by-side comparison. And so I did 3 categories. I did the price, preposition. It's not a preposition. Does anybody know the 25 basic prepositions by any chance? If you do not, they are about, among, across, around, at, behind, below, beside, between, by, down, during, for, from, in, inside, into, near, of, on, over, to, under, up, and with. Well, not really and with, but and is not a preposition. But that's all the way from back in school, learning the 25 basic prepositions. Oh my God, this is awesome. Ken takes it to the next level. I take everything to the next level. If you haven't known me for a while or wherever, I need to get me out there more. Anyway, we've got price. I don't know if, maybe my mouse come. We got price, we got preparation, nutrition, and taste. Those are the categories that I went with on my side-by-side comparison. So we're going to start, and now this is local prices to me here in Ohio. I normally shop at Walmart for all my groceries. I had to pick this up, obviously, at Kroger's. I take everything to the next level. So on price, let's talk about the price. The Kraft Deluxe Macaroni and Cheese Shells and Cheddar, it was $1.50 for the box. Now, they were on sale 2 for $3. So I don't know what the regular price is, but I'm going with what I paid for it. So it was $1.50 for the deluxe mac and cheese from Kroger's, and the Kraft mac and cheese at my Walmart anyway is currently $1.12 per box. But that's not the only thing that you have to have, because this deluxe shells and cheese is kind of like one of those, like a Velveeta mac and cheese or whatever, where you got like the creamy, saucy packet that's in there. I don't want to open this box up. I bought 2 because they were 2 for $3. And, I'm not just going to buy one, because it could be the greatest mac and cheese item ever. Stick around and you'll find out how it does compare to the Kroger, to the Kraft mac and cheese. But anyway, so this has one of those cheesy sauce packets that you put in there. So, but with the Kraft mac and cheese, you have to add milk and you have to add butter and stuff. So to my $1.12 butter, I have about 29 cents. I did all the math. I did all the research right there. Let's see. And he beat me complimenting. Jeff, were you like 9 years old then? Guess again, Jill. I was at the Bills-Redskins Super Bowl in Minneapolis in 1992. That's sweet. I've never been to a Super Bowl. Well, mainly because my team has not been here. I've never even been to the Football Hall of Fame, and that's like a couple hours from me. Anyway, so I've got to put butter in this Kraft macaroni and cheese, and I like Parquet. I don't like Parquet. Does anybody prefer butters? Anybody prefer Parquet margarine? Good morning, Lori. Oh, Lori, I saw your story the other day. I am also a big Ryan Blaney fan. Being that he's an Ohio boy, and Dave Blaney, the Buckeye Bullet. I loved your story that you put out the other day that Ryan Blaney had bought a belt buckle from you. That was just like so cool. I was so excited to see that. And then I hear Kyle was a big Ryan Blaney fan, so he was probably super excited that they won the championship last year. And Shanna is here. Hey, Ken and chat. Parquet, wow. Really dating yourself. Yes. I love that's what I like. I like the Parquet. Anyway, so it's $2.33 per package. There's 4 sticks in there. So you need half a stick, and that math all works down to about 29 cents worth of butter that you have to put into your Kraft mac and cheese. And then that's, whoop, shit. I backed that up. Oh, I shouldn't yell like that. Okay, and then you got some milk. Now, milk was $2.46 per gallon. That's about 2 cents per ounce. Now, you're only supposed to put about 2 ounces or a quarter cup, but I like my mac and cheese really like almost soupy. So I put extra milk, probably about twice as much milk. So I'm going to say that that I had about a half a cup of milk or 4 ounces, and that makes the milk about 8 cents, which brings it in at $1.49 to fix a single box of Kraft macaroni and cheese versus $1.50 on the Kroger Deluxe. So that puts a check mark in the Kraft macaroni and cheese column right there. So then I went with preparation. As you know, how was it to prepare? Now, I did talk about this just has the packet of cheese sauce, and this, you got all that extra work. You know, you got to get out the butter, you got to cut it, and usually, you know, your quarter stick, I cut that down into smaller pieces so it melts quicker. You got to get out the milk, you got to kind of, well, I don't usually measure it anymore. I just dump it in because I know how I like it. But a little bit more preparation in the Kraft than was in the Kroger, because you just dump that cheese packet in there, stir it up, and you're done. So I am going to give preparation to Kroger. Let's see. Yes, we are talking about Kraft mac and cheese, a side-by-side comparison against the Kroger Deluxe. Now, this was recommended. This came highly recommended by Patrick Murphy, good friend of the show, good friend of everybody. And he said, hey, although Kraft usually is the cheesiest, you should check out Kroger Deluxe mac and cheese. And I've already got some things listed. I got about a half a dozen things listed, and we'll finish up afterward. And there is Ray, the Nashville Flipper. What's up, my people? I have serious case of cabin fever, so I am grateful to talk to everyone. Well, Ray, welcome in, my friend. Welcome in. Looking forward to the draft coming back on Monday night. Monday night draft. That'll be on Paul Philly Flipper's channel. Because Ken's other woman is Kraft. Yes. Are you snowed in, Ray? Down in Nashville, and a good hay there. So anyway, Kraft mac and cheese, or the side-by-side mac and cheese comparison, we gave preparation because of its ease of, both of them, you got to boil the macaroni, so you kind of get that prepped and everything. And then this is just squeeze in that cheesy packet, stir it up, and you're eating dinner. This has a little more prep to it. So anyway, so let's talk about nutrition. Ray's been snowed in since Monday. Did go to the Waffle House, though. You can't go wrong. You know, if you're going to get out in the middle of a heavy snowstorm, Waffle House has got to be your first destination. I mean, I've always said that. And hey, that might be a good sit-down restaurant. Wink, wink, right there. Monday night draft. Coming up, best sit-down restaurants. Jill is literally in draft withdrawal on Monday nights. It's a fun thing to watch on Monday nights. And speaking of nutrition, the Waffle House and nutritious places to eat. Said no one ever. Now, if you have macaroni and cheese as part of your steady diet, you're really not, overly concerned about the nutritional value of it. But I thought, hey, some people might want this information, and so I thought that I would share it. And again, I did a bunch of math, and Jill's like, oh, people are going to work you over about this. So, nutrition facts in here. Okay, to me, this is a serving size right here. It's supposed to be 3 serving sizes in this box, as well as this, 3 serving sizes. But if I make a box of mac and cheese, I'm eating the whole thing. That's like my dinner. I don't eat other stuff with it. Now, sometimes I'll cut up some hot dogs and boil them. I'll boil them with the water and cut up hot dogs and put them. Does anybody else like to put hot dogs in their macaroni and cheese? Insert joke here. Pro tip. As the shells are boiling, put the packet next to the burner to soften the cheese. Now, see, I did not know that, and that would have... See, Patrick Murphy, he knows. He's a mac and cheese connoisseur. He knows what's up. Yeah, I didn't think about that because it was kind of hard to get all the cheesy goodness out of that packet. Oh, how about adding tuna to it? I've not done that, but I do love the like the tuna helper, like the hamburger helper stuff. That they have tuna helper and they have that cheesy tuna noodle, which is kind of the same thing. So I've never thought about adding it to my mac and cheese, but that is a good idea because I love that. Waffle House released their Valentine's reservation location list yesterday. Book now. That's right. I'm usually more of a, if I'm going to take my best gal out on a good Valentine's dinner, I'm thinking White Castle. I'm going White Castle first out of the gate, and then if they're all booked up, might try a Waffle House, and then go a Red Lobster or something like that. But Patrick has added tuna, can confirm, yum. There we go. Another concurrence. French fried onions on top of mac and cheese. Again, not something I would have thought of, but when you make the the green bean casserole with the mushroom soup and they put the onions on top, that's usually good stuff. Also like to add barbecue sauce to my shells and cheese. Now that would be one thing that I would say. It was a little bit thick for me. Yes, White Castle is the best to take someone on a date. Ooh, the fried onions like on green bean casserole. Yes, that would be good. So let's talk about nutrition real quick. So again, I have said that a box of this is one serving size to me. So in the deluxe Kroger brand, serving size is 4 ounces of this. And there's about 3 servings, so 12 ounces or whatever. There are 370, this right here. I didn't go with all the other stuff, the cholesterol and sodium and all those things. I just went with the great big number for my nutrition. Calories, 370 calories per serving. That means when I ate this box, 3 servings, I ingested 1,110 calories on the nutritional value of Kroger Deluxe Mac and Cheese. On Kraft macaroni and cheese, a serving size is only 2.5 ounces, and there's supposed to be 3 serving sizes in this. And it is 350 calories on that, and that makes a total of times 3 when I eat the whole box of 1,050 calories or that. Now, I'm sure if you're like adding hot dogs and you're adding onion chips and tuna and all that, now the tuna would probably be the best option to add to that. If you're still trying to, if you're eating macaroni and cheese and still trying to be health conscious. Again, I'm frequenting White Castle and the Waffle House and such. So, I'm not usually concerned with yes, I think they do. If I went on a date to White Castle, I would have borrowed Patrick's plane to get there. Yeah, it's all fun until someone blows an artery. Yeah, Jill every now and then voices concerns about my dietary habits. And So anyway, on that, the mac and cheese, nutrition-wise, we're going to put one up in another check mark in the column of the Kraft macaroni and cheese because it's a little bit less, all things considered. So that brings us to the final portion, the taste. Okay, again, Patrick Murphy said, Kraft is the cheesiest, but you need to, as an alternative, try the Kroger Deluxe mac and cheese, shells and cheddar. Now, they do have this in just regular macaroni, but I went with the suggestion to see where we're at. For me, taste-wise, again, I like my mac and cheese a little bit more soupy than normal, than you would normally make it. This was very thick. It was good. It had a good cheddary taste to it. I would not complain. And again, I have a whole nother box, so I will be eating it again. And also, one of the other columns I was going to think about is like cleanup too. Because I make my mac and cheese like kind of soupy, it's very easy to clean up the pan afterwards. You mix it in a pan and normally you have that cheesy stuff all over the sides. Because I make it a little more runny, there's not a lot of extra residual cheesy goodness on the sides of the pan. This, however, had a lot, not only in the pan, but in my bowl. I got like one bowl that I eat out of. I eat like everything. I eat cereal, I eat mac and cheese, I eat everything out of this one bowl. This was very messy. It's just left, it was, kind of dried up in the pan. But overall, the taste, the side-by-side comparison, although I would say that this is a good product. And just as a review, we've got one check mark for price in macaroni and cheese. Preparation, we gave a check mark to the Kroger Deluxe. For nutrition, slightly, edging out better nutrition, we got a check mark for Kraft macaroni and cheese. And overall, in the taste, I gave Kraft macaroni and cheese 37 check marks, just because it is the cheesiest and it is the best. So overall, the winner is Kraft macaroni and cheese. Oh yeah. Oh, see, that box on that graphic said smile. It's the cheesiest. That was one of their previous things. So hopefully you gained some information out of that was useful, or just something silly for me to do. But that's what makes it so good. I don't know, how do they pack all of that yummy goodness into that powder? I think that they should just sell the powder. You could, you remember the pixie sticks that they had that was just like that flavored sugar, you'd open up a pixie stick. They usually came in those little cardboard tubes, or you could get the big giant. I think that Kraft should come out with like a powdered cheese pixie stick. I need to write the corporation. Of course, they haven't answered me about, any sponsorship money. You and Boyd are so much alike in your eating habits. Boyd is my cousin, which would be Susan's older brother. And good. See, I should go over and hang out with Boyd, and we go to dinner. Bill Boys equals bad food intake. Sigh. Is anyone surprised? I don't think anybody was surprised that Kraft. You will leave now. I appreciate the suggestion. It was very good. Patrick, if you are leaving, enjoy the rest of your day. Cheese pixie sticks. I know, right? That's an excellent idea. Powdered cheese on your popcorn. Oh, I am a huge popcorn fan. I am a popcorn connoisseur, if you will. All different, my favorite right now is the medium white Hollis, which is great. But I'm a yellow corn, purple, blue, black pearl, yellow ladyfinger. It depends on what mood I'm in, because there are different popcorns and they have different textures to them. They pop up a little bit different. Some of them have different tastes. Some are a little sweeter. If you're in the yellow corns, they're more corny, I guess. And yes, pixie cheese, but mostly salt. And I make the perfect bowl of popcorn. I'll put my bowl of popcorn up against most anybody. I feel like this was rigged from the get-go. Well, Chris, I did give it a fair test, and you did see that, through all of the graphs, that the deluxe mac and cheese was inferior to the Kraft mac and cheese by what? 39 to 1. 39 check marks to 1. Sunny Las Vegas is here. Good morning. Jill, Ken, and chat. Good to see you, Sunny. How many push-ups did you do today? I've been following along with Sunny and getting really back into exercise, and been waiting for a Chris comment. So anyway, this is kind of a listing show as well, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 6 items listed already. So we're gonna list a couple more things, or 4 more things actually, because that's what we do here on Ken versus 10. But shout out to Patrick Murphy for suggesting that, and I appreciate it. So let's go with this right here. Kirby sweepers. You guys know Kirby, the Kirby brand sweepers. This is, though, a set of steak knives. Green, that kind of retro or vintage olive green color. Super nice. I'm not sure that these have ever been used. If not, they were taken care of. I found these in the bins here in town, and so I probably got maybe $2 or less in them when everything's in the weight. And finally, an item that's not listing for $14.99. These are going for $18.99 based on current comps of what did I see, and I actually put them just about $1 or $2 less than what everybody else is at. But we're going to list that. Yes, Kirby knives to clean your plate. I was surprised, yeah, that just how clean that they are. And they, some people were into those, that, avocado green and that harvest gold and some of those old retro colors and stuff from back in the day. So we're going to list that, and that makes number 7. Speaking of also retro old things, how about this? Boink, 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 boink. Sonny, you could get on this and weigh yourself as long as you're not more than 6 pounds and 1 ounce. Right there. What's up, Sonny? Yeah, those look great. So this came out of Jill's basement. Jill has been cleaning her basement. It is a Metro Typhoon. Typhoon is the brand. There's lots of Typhoon scales out there. This one is in really good shape. Super, super clean. And just sitting in Jill's basement. And I've got tons of stuff. I might do a whole Jill's basement show here coming up. $24.99. $25. So we're going to list this for buyer paying shipping. Got some offers on that as well. And we are going to list it. Those knives are worth more than Patrick's plane. I would hope not, that a plane would be worth more than $19. And there is Glenn, Swamp Picker. Good to see you, my friend. Good morning, good morning. Yeah, the scales, that was pretty cool. When I saw it sitting down there in her basement, yeah, that was in your basement the other day. That's where I got it, Joe. And so that is listed. Ready to go out. Here's 2 more. My last 2 items are also Jill's basement item from that day. Like I say, I don't really even need to go to the bins much, just because I can just go over to Jill's basement anytime I want. Pick up all kinds of good stuff. How about this right here? This is like a vintage tidy nap. I don't know if you can see that tidy nap napkin dispenser, and it still had some napkins in it. It's double-sided. Like, this opens up here on each side, and it's got the napkins. Fort Howard. I've seen some of these in Georgia Pacific brand, but I didn't see any listed in this blue color right here. Also about a $25 item. A little bit heavy, about 3 pounds or so. Buyer paying shipping on that. And boom, listed on the vintage Fort Howard Tidy Nap blue double-sided tabletop napkin dispenser holder. And everybody, how's everybody's sales been so far in the first quarter? Is everybody listed, kind of getting back into the swing of things after the holidays? I know I've been trying to be busy. I've been a little bit lax on getting some stuff done, but I've had a good week so far, a decent week in what's Jill's commission. Jill's commission is me, just my love, my unconditional love for her. That's the payment that she gets. And I'm sure she's going to tell you that that's not, Jill needs you as her manager, Sonny. Sales have been for Lori, the happy picker. Yeah, my sales have been okay. I'm usually selling and shipping something every day. I got a huge plush sale going on right now. I'm trying to clear out my plush. I talked about that early in the show. And I've been running a sale, and it goes through the end of the month at 60% off of my plush. And so I'm making sales, but it is kind of a little bit disheartening when you see, you get the cha-ching and you look down, so, it's like $5 sale. But a lot of those plush I had bought in a huge plush buy, and I had about 5.5 cents a piece in it. So 5.5 cents into $5 is a good return on my investment. But a lot of the others, at yard sales, 50 cents, $1 that I'm paying for stuff. I usually don't pay, unless it's like a high end or something that's going to go for a lot of money. I usually don't pay more than $1 or so for a plush. Yes. Boo, not the worst commission, but remember, Valentine's is around the corner. It is. I'm going to contact White Castle today. Get on there. I forgot we're resellers and don't list. Great start to the year on eBay for me so far. Well, cool, Jeff. That's good. Yeah, I know you do eBay, and you're also a big flea market and kind of like a consignment shop, thrift store kind of guy. And those get a little bit slower, those flea markets and shops during the winter. So I'm glad to see that your sales are picking up on eBay. Roman knows nothing about who resellers are. He knows he is, I'm not sure, Roman, why are you in this community? It's got to be just a good company like me and Sonny. You got Jeff, you got Happy and Grumpy are here. Amy Beach by Kristen, who's listening in the background. She's always fun to watch. I'm not sure why you're here, Roman. I love Roman. Who's the guest this week, Roman? Who's the guest on the show this week? White Castle here in Las Vegas will cancel your order even during delivery. 75% of the time with Uber Eats, really. Heavy hellos from Sal's Mercado. How are you, Sal? Good to see you, my friend. Nice to see you checking in. And how are things out in the Oregon area? Yes, Roman is a real one. I love Roman. I've seen it just this morning. I seen him video. He's petting his cat. petting his cat there. His cat was being a little bit cantankerous with him. One more item we've got a list today on the show. Again, a Jill's Basement item. Look at this vintage from the 80s. It's a little gumball machine. Oh, wait, I even have a quarter right here. Wait, I shouldn't do that. I did test it. It was full of marbles. Hey, there's a question. If anybody knows, I'm looking for a good source of how to look up marbles. Now, I know I can Google Lens stuff and I can go and start searching, but if somebody knows of somebody or a good link that I can go to find out like how to put a value on marbles, I would appreciate that. Guest on Saturday will be Angela, Perfectly Blessed, from our Discord group. Yes, Angela a lot of times is here in the chat. That'll be a fun show. Going into work for the first time this week. Ice storm slowed down Oregon. Man, that's been, across the west. The west and the northeast are really just getting pounded with snows and ice, and we've been pretty fortunate. It's been mild here. We are going to get some snow over the next couple of days, maybe 1 to 5 inches, 3 to 5 they're saying. And there is Shane. Hey y'all, just wanted to stop in and say hi really quick. Making my way down to Orlando currently, 5 more hours to drive. Oh, that's right. You are heading down for the Trash to Cash Winter Bash. I believe that is this weekend. So Shane, be safe in your travels. Hopefully leave us on there for the next few minutes. Enjoy hopefully a couple of laughs, but be safe and have fun. Looking forward to all the content that comes out of that event for sure. Wish I knew about marbles. I always pass them on because I'm clueless. Yes. I missed, we had a tall bubblegum machine like that growing up. Loved it. Yeah, that's right. I was in the middle of listening. And I talked about because it was full of marbles and they look like they're good, cool vintage marbles, but I don't know anything about them. We were at some sales over the summer. Jill and I, we were out with Jimmy, Old School Flips, and Sonia, and Jimmy had found a jar down in a box and it was full of marbles, and he didn't know about marbles either. And thought, but they looked old. Let me take this jar. And just like for kicks, he's like, well, let me look up the jar. It was something was special about it. It was an old like canning jar, and the jar itself was worth like $80. And I'm not sure if he ever sold that or not, but yeah, I'm looking to figure out about marbles. Jill, it's already heavy snow in Cleveland right now. Shane will swim in the pool there for 5 days nonstop. Still clear here. Yeah. So anyway, vintage 80s, I believe 85. It is Carousel. That's stickers. Carousel is the brand. Very good condition. Very good working. There's a couple, minor, like say, this around the screw hole right here is a little bit dinged up, but the rest of it, there's no scratches or anything on it. But about $20 is what they're going for. I was surprised. I thought something like that would go for a little bit more. So $19.99 is what I am listing the gumball machine. The vintage red carousel countertop bubblegum candy machine. The number 94 petite is the model number of that, and it is tested and working. And Ken versus 10. I fulfilled my 10 part right there. Yeah, I know. I said that, Joe. So yeah, that was cool. So send the snow here. I knew you guys seemed like you guys were getting some weather down that way as well, Chris. Chris is he's always about the weather. He wants snow. He wants, being in Louisiana, he's not getting much snow. And I just say, simmer down, Chris, because all I ever do is complain about the winter. Winter stinks. My little new segment I'm going to do each week on the Reseller Clickbait podcast. Ken complains about winter. Jill, Cleveland snow doesn't travel anywhere. Yeah, you get a lot of that lake effect snow up there off of Lake Erie. All of our bridges were closed. Well, that makes it tough to get around for sure. So anyway, yeah, we're pretty much done with the listing of the show. We did get our review in here of the mac and cheese challenge between the Kroger shells and cheese. I was trying to bring up the graphic again here real quick. Share that. The graphic, we had check mark on price by 1 penny for the Kraft mac and cheese. We had preparation was easier to prepare. The Kroger nutrition, slightly more nutritious in the mac and cheese, and 37 check marks for taste because it is the cheesiest and the best. Everybody, I'll fight. Anybody want a fist fight about it? Whether it's the best? So anyway, hopefully everybody has a good day. We're going to wrap this up right now. Shane, if you're still there in the background, be safe in your travels, my friend. Have a good time. Everybody stay safe in their weather. There is more snow coming on the way. And I am going to get out of here. And there's Billsy hiding in the background. Billsy Bear Memories. Have a great day for sure. And we will catch you all next week on the we'll catch you next week on the Reseller Clickbait podcast. But right here, Ken versus 10, Thursdays, 11 a.m. We will see you then. Have a great day.